Every club across the EFL loves a good cup run, and Blackburn Rovers are no exception. And they join the rest of the northern clubs in round one of the Carabao Cup, who of course will go through to the next round, who of course will crash out and go bloody home. Of course, we'll take a little look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again in another video. Today we're predicting the Carabao Cup first round's northern section. That's right, including our beloved Blackburn Rovers. Can we get the win? Of course, to see us into the next round, or will we crash home and focus on the league? That's right, we'll get into all of that and more in just a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for League Cup is right here, as well as EFL, as well as Blackburn Rovers, all under one roofski. Of course, we're going to take a look at all the games in the northern section in just a second. A big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, get involved down below. Of course, today we're going to look at the northern section. We do have a interactive element here, a prediction league, which we're going to try and do all the way through the competition. So get involved, get invested, and have a crack at it. What are we talking about? Well, I'll show you right here, right now. All right then, folks, here is that prediction league link. Get involved with it. It is completely free. No skin. No, I'm not trying to mug you off here. I just want some competition, because I know you guys can't do it. You can't handle the heat in the prediction league. Get involved, get invested. See how you are. A lot of points on stake here. Who will come out on top? We'll showcase who comes out on top next round later in the month. So that's that. Of course, let's get involved with these games right here. Look at that packed roster of the northern section. We've already done the southern section video. Check that sucker out. But today, it's all about up north. I'm going to start with, at the tip of the top of the graphic there, Salford City up against Doncaster Rovers. Now, there are a couple of games coming at you over on Wednesday, but the majority of them coming at you on Tuesday, the 13th of August. And this one is one of them, Salford with Carl Robinson in the dugout up against Doncaster and Grant McCann, an all League Two affair, this one. I am recording this ahead of the league games, of course, so please forgive me if form and whatnot, but realistically, I'm expecting most of these sides to rotate it up with their first teamers not involved. Now, these two clubs did last play each other over at Salford back in February 2024. It was a 2-2 draw. Salford are unbeaten against Doncaster over the last three. The bookies for this one, though, have 9-5 is your Salford, 11-8 is your Doncaster, 13-5 is the draw here. I don't know which way to go on this one. Bit of a coin toss. Going to go with a 2-1 win. In the end, Salford nicking it into the second round they go. But who will join them? Will it be Rotherham? Will it be Crewe? That's right, over at the New York Stadium. Rotherham with Steve Evans in the dugout. Crewe with Lee Bell. Crewe Heartbreak Hotel last season. Couldn't get over the line to League One. Rotherham at a Heartbreak Hotel themselves, relegated to the division to, of course, hope to bounce back at the first attempt. Now, these two clubs play each other 21 times since 2001. 9 wins for Rotherham, 5 wins for Crewe, 7 draws between the two sides. Most recently, though, they last played at the New York Stadium back in September 2021 in League One, and it ended up all square. But Crewe have not beaten Rotherham over the last 4 occasions, with Rotherham picking up 3 wins on the bounce in all competitions at all venues. In fact, just at Gresty Road, to be fair. 3 wins on the bounce. The bookies go with Rotherham here, 6-4 on for the victory, 3-1 the draw, 15-4 is your away win. I think I'm joining them. Yep, I'm going to back the bookies on this one, 2-0 win in the end to see Rotherham through to the next round. Who will join them? Will it be Carlisle? Will it be Stoke City? Well, we head to Carlisle for this one up in the northern echelons of England. I'm trying to find them in my graphic. Are they one of the 3 games? No, they are not. Must be an early kickoff. Yes, they are. It is Carlisle, managed by Paul Simpson. Stoke and the Shumi and the dugout. That's right. Never played each other, these two sides, in recent times anyway. So they're coming to this with a bit of an unknown entity. The bookies, though, do side with 5-1 for Carlisle. 7-4 on is your Stoke. 29-10 is the draw. This could be an upset here. It does smell like a bit of an upset, but I think Stoke do have a few talented players that will not make the starting 11 in the league game, and will have a score to settle in this one. I think they'll squeak through in the end. 2-1 win. Stoke going through. Carlisle crashing out, that's right, hooping on over to maybe the game of the round, really. It is Leeds up against Middlesbrough over at Ellen Road. Now, this one is a late kickoff, that's right. Coming at you 8 o'clock over in the UK, 3 o'clock in the US. Now, of course, Farker at the helm for Leeds against Middlesbrough, and Michael Carrick. Played each other 36 times since 1995. 16 wins for Leeds, 7 wins for Middlesbrough, and 13 draws. Most recently, they played each other at Ellen Road. It was a 3-2 win going in favour of Leeds. And that's back in December 2023. The last time they played each other was at the Riverside. It was a 7-goal thriller going in favour of Leeds, who are unbeaten against Middlesbrough over the last 6, picking up 4 wins, and there's been a couple of draws as well. Some Leeds are fancied here. The bookies, 20-13 on is your Leeds favoured. It's at Ellen Road. 15-4 is your Middlesbrough. 3-1 is your draw. Going to be goals in this one, but again, I'm going to back Leeds. Sticking with the form book, sticking with the home team. 3-2 win for them on this one. Let's go on over to Barrow then. Let's move back up top to Barrow. They're taking on Port Vale, an all League 2 affair here. Barrow with Stephen Clements in the helm. Port Vale with Darren Moore. Is he too good for this division, or was he going to get found out? That's right. Played each other 4 times since 2020. 1 win for Barrow, 3 for Port Vale. There's been no draws between these two sides, and there can't be a draw here because that would mean penalties. Last time around over at Barrow is a 2-1 win for Port Vale back in April 2022. Port Vale 3 on the spin against Barrow, and they'll look to make it 4 with this one. The bookies, 27-20 is your Barrow, 13-5 is the draw, 9-5 is your away win. There is a chance to rotate the squads a little bit. I think Port Vale do have some quality that may be too good for this league, but they'll rest them for this one. Barrow take on the opportunity, nick the win, and into the round they go. For round 2, Burton Albion up against Blackpool, coming at you at the Pirelli. That's right, all League 1 affair here. Burton with Mark Robertson at the helm. Critchley's boys, Blackpool, the visitors, played each other 10 times since 2015, 4 wins apiece, and there's been 2 draws. Most recently at the Pirelli, it was a 1-0 win for Burton back on Boxing Day 2023. In fact, the home side has just lost once of the last 6 between these two sides, and that was Blackpool losing to Burton at the Pirelli back in October 2020. The bookies for this one, though, Burton 11-5 for the victory, 11-4 is the draw, 21-20 is your Blackpool. I don't know which way I'm going. I'm going with the home win here, which might be a bit of an upset, but we do get upsets at this stage of the cup, and we can see it right here with Burton going through and Blackpool going home. Let's go to Tranmere. That's right, Tranmere Rovers against Accrington Stanley. You know what to do. That's right, coming at you at Prenton Park. Now, these two clubs are both in League 2. They have played each other 15 times since 2008. 10 wins for Tranmere, 2 for Stanley, 3 draws between the two sides. Most recently at Prenton Park, it was a 2-0 win for Tranmere back in September 2023. Accrington's last and most recent win, and the first win in at least 6 was the away tie in the league on the last game of the season, where Accrington came out on top with a 4-1 win. The bookies, though, for this one, they've got Tranmere even Steams for the victory. 12-5 is the away win. We have a draw at 27-10. We're going to go with Tranmere, though, for the victory. Atkins knows the job to do here. Let's go over to Fleetwood. Tricky game for them up against West Bromwich Albion. Fleetwood managed by Charlie Adam up against Carlos Cobahan's West Bromwich Albion. Again, these two clubs have yet to play each other, according to my stats, but Fleetwood looking just 1 defeat in the last 6, not including the current game that might be in action as we speak. West Brom, not great form heading into this one as well. Their pre-season was a bit bumpy, but you would expect them to have a bit too much quality in this one, despite it being on the road. Fleetwood, 5-1 for the victory, 7-4 on is your West Brom, 14-5 is the draw. Again, maybe a chance for the backups. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Fleetwood to lose, Baggies to take the win. And, of course, into the hat they go. What's going on with this? There it is in black and white. Let's go over to Shrewsbury then. There's a Shrews taking on Notts County. Of course, Shrewsbury from League 1 up against Notts County, who are in League 2. Paul Hurst in the dugout for the Shrews up against Notts County and Stuart Maynard. Now, these two clubs played each other 18 times since 2004. It's quite tight as well. 6 wins for Shrewsbury, 5 wins for Notts County. There's been 7 draws between the two sides. Most recently, in competitive action, the last time they played each other over at Shrewsbury, it was a 1-0 win for the Shrews back in November 2013. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Of course, the bookies will find this one tight. 6-5 is just Shrewsbury. Notts County 21-10. The victory. 5-2 is the draw. It could be an upset here, but I'm backing the host and go be strong in the end. 1-0 win. Have too much quality and go through to the second round. Who will join them? Will it be Lincoln? Will it be Harrogate? Again, League 1 up against League 2. This is coming at you over at Sinsel Bank. Lincoln, of course, with Skabula and the dugout up against Harrogate and Simon Weaver. They have played each other twice since 2013. 2 wins out of 2 for Lincoln, including a most recent match, actually this summer. 4-0 win it was for Lincoln over Harrogate in pre-season this campaign, but competitively, they have yet to feature against each other. This will be the first occasion. 9-4 honours your Lincoln, 15-4 is the draw, 11-2 is your away win. Harrogate, of course, Rovers' first opponents last time around. They crashed out then. I think they're going to crash out here. 3-1 win, Lincoln to victory over at Central Bucks. Derby County up against Chesterfield coming at you over at Pride Park, of course. Derby did lose to Rovers on the opening day, but again, a chance for the fringe players to come in here and maybe stake a claim for a starting berth for their next game in the Championship. I guess the Chesterfield side, who are tipped to do very, very well over in League Two, and they open up their account with a draw, I believe. So Derby, Paul Warne, dug out against Paul Cook, who knows this competition well. He knows the EFL well, and he's, of course, going to try and lead Chesterfield into the promised land. 6 times they have played each other since 2010. 4 wins to Derby, 2 for Chesterfield. There's been no draws. The last competitive match between these two sides, in fact, the only competitive match I see, was back in January 2015. It was in the FA Cup. Derby running riot, 2-0 win in the end to steal the victory. The odds for this one, 7-4 on is your Derby, 5-1 is your Chesterfield, 13-5 is the draw here. I'm backing Derby for the victory. It might not be as clean as they want. 2-1 win, 3 points. Well, not 3 points, but into the hat they go for the second round, of course. And then we have another all League One encounter. Bolton up against Mansfield Town. Mansfield Town, I think they had a good result this past weekend. Bolton, don't know. I'm recording this before they have played. These two sides have played 3 times in 2016. There's been a win apiece and there's been 1 draw between the two sides. Most recently, they did play at Bolton back in November 2020. It was a 1-1 draw. Mansfield's only win, though, was a friendly, so don't look into it too hardly. Bolton, with the odds for them, 20-30 on for the victory. 7-2 is your Mansfield. 16-5 is the draw. It's another tight one. I'm going to back Bolton. I think they have a lot of quality. I think they're as the transfer window closes, we'll see them really up the ante, and I think they just got John McTee in, who's going to be a quality player for them at this level, so I think they'll come through on this one. Meanwhile, just down the road, it is Preston North End up against Sunderland. This is over at Deepdale. A lot of pressure on the shoulders of Ryan Lowe, it appears, at the moment, up against Sunderland and Reggie Labrie. 13 times they have played, 6 wins for Preston, 4 wins for Sunderland, 3 draws, of course. So Preston have the upper hand. And most recently, they did play each other back last season in the Championship at Deepdale. It was a 2-1 win for the Nobbers back then. Of course, over the last 6, it has been pretty even as well. 2 wins apiece, 2 draws, so quite hard to decipher. So it could go a bit of a coin flip perhaps on this one. 7-4 is your Nobbers, 31-20 is your Sunderland, 23-10 is the draw. I am backing an away win though. Reggie Labrie for the victory again. They've got some good youngsters coming through. Sunderland might be a chance for them. Preston's quality, I don't know if it stretches that far. So I'm going to go back to Sunderland here with a big win on the road. Here we go though. Maybe a chance for a bit of an upset over at Bramall Lane. Is it Bramall Lane? It's Sheffield United up against Wrexham. Chris Wilder up against Phil Parkinson. The Blades open up their account with a win against Preston in the league, taking on Wrexham, of course, backed by Hollywood money and trying to, of course, ride the title wave. That is, could be 3 promotions on the spin here. 3 times they have played just since 2004. 2 wins for the Blades. Nothing for Wrexham. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Most recently, they did play each other at Bramall Lane back in February 2023. It was a 3-1 win for Sheffield United over in the FA Cup. Last time they played each other in the EFL Cup was at Wrexham. It was a 3-2 win for the Blades back in the day. So that FA Cup victory was in fact a draw over in Wales initially, and then was pushed into a replay over at Bramall Lane. The odds here, 6-4 on is your Sheffield United, 7-2 is your Wrexham, 60-5 is your draw. I'm doing it, guys. We're going there. We're going to be bold. We're going to go with an upset here. We're going to go with that, probably one of the upsets of the round. 2-1 win, Hollywood FC taking it. Sheffield United playing the kids and getting found out in the end. Wrexham with momentum, they'll take the win. They'll move on to the next round. But who will join them? Will it be Huddersfield Town, or will it be Morecambe, of course, coming at you at the John Smith's Kirklees McAlpine Stadium? It is Huddersfield Town under Duffer up against Morecambe and Derek Adams. Played each other twice since 2004. 2 wins for Huddersfield, nothing for Morecambe. There's been no draws as well. Most recently, they played each other. Well, actually, the only competitive game between the two sides was back in 2004, and it was a bit of a joke. EFL Trophy, 3-0 win it was for Huddersfield at the John Smith Stadium. The bookies siding with Huddersfield, 25-12, overwhelming favourites, 31-10 is the draw. 6-1 is your long shots. No upset here. Job done. Into the round they go, and Huddersfield will make it through. Then Wigan up against Barnsley, an all League One cracker, and a match that could go the distance as well. Played each other 15 times, these two clubs. 8 wins for Wigan, 3 for Barnsley, 4 draws. We have Wigan with Sean Maloney, Barnsley and Darryl Clark. I think Barnsley, did they lose against Mansfield on opening day? Yes, they did. 2-1 loss, of course. These two sides last played each other at the DW back in August 2023. It was a 2-0 win for Barnsley, who, of course, these two clubs often churning out a draw over the last 6. There's been 4 draws. The bookies, though, 31-20 is your Wigan, 7-4 is your Barnsley. The draw is at 23-10. It could get dragged to the distance. I'm going with a bit of an upset, because Barnsley were pretty ropey against Mansfield. So I'm going to go 2-1 win for Barnsley on the road, take the points, and away they go. Then we go into Wednesday's action. It's Hull up against Sheffield Wednesday, who are going at the MKM Stadium. Tim Walter, the manager for Hull, up against Danny Roll for Sheffield Wednesday. Alles klar, alles klar. All Germans in the dugouts. Played each other 22 times since 2004. 11 wins for Hull, 5 wins for Wednesday. There's been 6 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over in Hull, it was a 4-2 win for Hull back in August 2023. Sheffield Wednesday just got 1 win in the last 6 against them. That was at Hillsborough. But unfortunately, this game's over in Hull, where their record is pretty much atrocious. 3 wins on the bounce for Hull at the MKM Stadium. The bookies, even Stevens for Hull. 27-10 is your Wednesday. 5-2 the draw. I think I'm going to go with Wednesday, though, to upset the apple cart and get the victory. And into the round they go. Of course, Tim Walter, not too sure about him just right now. Danny Roll has been here for a little bit and is going to get a result, I think, in this one. Then we go to the game of the round. Of course, it is Stockport. It is Rovers. It's coming at you over in Stockport as well. A game that's quite familiar to both Blackburn Rovers and Stockport County. They just featured each other in a pre-season friendly. Rovers have beaten Stockport 5 of the past 6 times. Of course, with the only one being a draw. The last time I played each other competitively in Stockport was back in April 2001. It was a 0-0 draw, and that was the only result that didn't go really in Rovers' favour over the last 6. But a couple of friendlies, back-to-back friendlies over the past couple of seasons, and back-to-back away wins for Rovers in those matches. The bookies, though, Stockport 17-10 is your Stockport, 12-5 is the draw, 31-20 is the away win, which is Rovers, who should be very hot favourites. This does, honestly, really smell like a potential upset here. But I've got to back my boys. I think they were good against Derby. And I think the options that came off the bench gave me a bit of an appetite for this. So I think we might just about get over the line here. 2-1 win. Stockport are a decent side, League One. And they're going to challenge tremendously for that as well. So I'm going to back my boys to come through, but it'll be tough. It may even go the distance as well. And then we wrap it all up with Grimsby up against Bradford City coming at you over at Grimsby. It's an all League 2 encounter. Grimsby managed by David Artell, Bradford with Graham Alexandra. They have played each other 24 times since 1996. We've got 2 wins for Grimsby, 13 wins for Bradford. There's been 9 draws between 2 sides. Most recently, though, over at Grimsby, it was a 1-1 draw back in April 2024 in the league. So quite tight. In fact, Bradford are unbeaten, though, against Grimsby over the last 6, picking up a few wins along the way. The odds, though, for this one, we have Grimsby 15-8 for the victory, 11-8 is your Bradford, 12-5 is the draw. We are backing a 2-1 away win. Bradford taking another one, and into the round they go. When I look across that, there's not too many shocks, though, in the northern section, perhaps. You would say Burton there. The Sheffield United one, of course, is a bit of a shock. But maybe, a couple of the championship clubs, including Rovers, go away to a tricky League One or League Two opposition. So those probably are the areas that the shocks may be. But ultimately, that is that, guys. These are all the results for me. Don't forget to get involved with your own here using the link. Free to enter, good competition. See if you can outpredict me. I don't think you can because I'm that good. But until then, subscribe, smash the like, get involved with the channel. Of course, we hope to have a lot of content here over the next few weeks. So subscribe, get involved, and hopefully we'll see you back for round 2 or maybe even the other EFL games. Until then, subscribe, catch you later. But right now, we are donezoed.